Yeah. Welcome to the desert. This place will do things to you that you could not possibly imagine. It'll change your brain, it'll change your mind. Most of all, it'll change your body, and it'll change your soul. This is the Colorado River, an oasis in the middle of what could, by some, be considered as a parallel to hell. Out here in the middle of nothing, I will try to survive, like Les Stroud. No resupply, no help. I do have my own vehicle, but that's a last-ditch resort in the instance where I may become injured, sick, or unhealthy, and I need to get out for medical reasons. For no other reason will I take my truck, which I am sitting in now, and go outside of the predestined areas where I have seen to move to. Over the course of this film, you will see several different locations along the Colorado River where I have gone and literally survived all by myself with nobody here. No camera crew save for myself and a cell phone. As you can see, it may be God's country, but God left a long time ago. This is the desert, and she does not forgive. And she won't forget you. You have to be ahead of the curve the entire time. That's how the desert is. And you'll learn to see, as I do, the desert has its small blessings. But hidden underneath that beauty is a venomous underbelly. And that venomous underbelly tends to have the worst to offer you. Here in the desert, we'll find our way. You and me, together. Howdy, y'all. So today starts my 14-day survivals challenge. 14 days in the midst of the woods with, at best, 7 days worth of food. And I say that at best because I don't have 7 days worth of food. But I do know that, my survival skills have been in need of brushing up on, so that's what this whole thing's about. I'm going to be doing a little bit of filming. I'm going to be doing a lot more of the actual surviving stuff because I have to. Because as much as I want to get this video out to y'all and whatnot, the reality is that it's the middle of the COVID-19 outbreak in America, and I'm trying to stay away from folks. So this is gonna give me a little bit of an advantage. Also, where I'm at is in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It is miles from any civilization anywhere that I know of, and it's the middle of the wilderness, which is what I like, So I'm gonna get out of the truck, and I'm gonna go and set up, and we're gonna see what it looks like when you've got yourself a piece of riverside. Because remember, we got to remember our most important things: water, shelter, fire, food, means of self-defense, and procurement of peace and happiness. Because believe it or don't, that's more important in survival than maybe getting back to civilization. Just think about this. If you can't find peace and happiness when you're trying to survive in the midst of the woods, what is there to go back to? What did you leave behind? These are thoughts that are really important. How did you end up in this situation in the first place? Do you want to be found? It's a big deal, and it's a question that needs answering. So, without further ado, we're going to start. Catch you in a second. First and last sea rat. It's pretty good. That chicken and wild rice. It's going to be the last real meal I have for a long time.
Feels like fire. Smells like fire. I say I'm doing alright. Catch y'all taters on the flip side yet?
Well, there we go. There it is. Water that's been boiled, desanitized, and then filtered. It's pretty amazing, actually. That stuff right there. Charcoal filter made out of a orange juice bottle. We're doing pretty good so far. Well, I'd say I'm doing quite well. That looks like some good old-fashioned greasy fish right there. Tell you what, this is both a blessing and a curse for one reason. Because of y'all, I came out here to do a challenge rather than a camping trip. And yeah, I ain't got no utensils, so this is how I'm gonna end up having to eat this, nice and sloppy and greasy. Not exactly a whole lot of edibility to it. I hope you guys are enjoying the shit out of this, because I ain't. See y'all on the flip side. Whoa, smoky. Here's to the ones who ain't been there yet. I hope you have as much fun as I'm having. Alright, got myself some greasy ass fish. Hot food. Bacon bash. You know, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It really is. Tastes like bacon. I did cook it in bacon grease, so there you go. River bacon. See? Bass, fried in bacon grease. Oh, man. Unbeatable. Except maybe if I had some rabbit or maybe a nice fat juicy steak or a slab of bacon. But
Yeah. Whatever, man. Fish is fish, and it's good. So, the way I fixed that up, pardon my munching sounds here. Grab the old camera here for a face-to-face. So the way I fixed that up was I took a couple of fillets of bass fish that I done caught off the river here. Slapped them suckers both sides in some flour. Threw them into some hot bacon grease. Fuck off, fly. That's my food. I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet. Fuck off. Alright, I gotta do some fly eradication. I'll come back to you in a sec. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, simple, easy to do little bit. You just catch your fish, of course. You cut the fillets off, which, you know, for some folks it's easier than others. Some of us have been doing it for a long time. For those of you who ain't been doing it a long time, imagine my hand is the side of the fish, right? My hand's the side of the fish. Right about here would be where the fin is on the bottom, okay? So you cut in a semicircle around the back side of the fin. You cut across the top of the fish. Then you put the knife through at the anus and cut to the back. Then you take, and these fucking flies won't leave my food alone. I'm gonna have to eat and I'm gonna have to get back to you on this. But then, real quick, I'm gonna give you a tutorial. You cut down to the bones right here. Then you cut outwards along the bone. Then you cut back in along the bone. And then you cut down along the rib cage. So you get all that rib meat, you get all that back meat, and you get all the tail meat. And that's how you get a boneless, skinless fillet. So I'll be back to you in a minute. Ciao. Delicious. Oi! I said fuck off. Seems to be that, sorry, camera was dirty. Seems to be that out here in the middle of the bush, well, it don't matter what you do, you're going to have flies crawling out your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Because there's so many of them fuckers around here, you can't breathe in without them going down your throat. Notice how I breathe with my mouth closed and I speak with my mouth open. Well, I ain't one for endorsing products, but Sierra Nevada, I'll make a damn good beer. The way you can tell a good beer, you can drink it when it's warm. It don't make you want to go and vomit later because it's warm. Budweiser. Blech. This shit tastes like piss when it's warm. Like skunk piss. This is actually pretty good stuff right here. I like good beer. Mind you, this one's cool because it's been sitting overnight in the shade and kept in the shade, and only kept in the shade. But for all intents and purposes, you folks sitting at home and are watching this, it's a warm beer. And it's still good enough to finish. Ain't nothing like a couple of fish fillets and a hydraulic sandwich to get you going in the morning. Yeah, it's about 10:30. A little bit cooler than it normally is around 10:30 out here. Just a little cooler, not much. It's going to get warmer later on coming up here. I know it is. Pardon me. It's also another way you know good beer is it'll make you burp a lot. So anyways, since we're sitting here talking about good beer, good fishing, good times, let's not forget that there is an epidemic going on right now. A situation where a lot of folks are getting sick and a lot of folks are dying. Now, to tell you the truth, I should already be dead a couple times over, at least from being stabbed and shot. But to add to that, you know, facing down wildlife like as if it's nothing. Yeah, about the age of 8 years old. Here's a story for you, and it's actually true. About the age of 8 years old, I faced down a fully grown bull moose with nothing more than an arrow in one hand and a can of bear mace in the other. Never said it was a smart thing to do. I said I did it. Anyways, so yeah, some of the things I've done ain't exactly the smartest, but at the same time, it just goes to show that you're a lot tougher than you look. You're a lot tougher than you think. You have power that nobody has the ability to. So, mayhaps, you know, grow a pair. Quit being so scared. Because the reality is, ain't shit you can do anyways. You're gonna get sick. Even if if you're like me and you come out here to the middle of the fucking woods. Reality is, you may not get the coronavirus, but you might get something else. It's plain and simple, and I'm not trying to be an evil fuck. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing like that. It's a reality. This is me to you, 100%. And you can tell that because I'm having to be a bear. It's a joke, by the way. People don't get more honest when they get drunk. And no, I'm not drunk. It's half a beer, all right? It takes a little more than half. Anyways, so I'm going to get on about my day. You know, the whole survival stuff. But I wanted to have a sit down and chat with y'all and give you an understanding of what's really going on in the world. I want you to consider, you know, is it really that dangerous? Or is it that it's being used for something else? And is that more dangerous? I want you also to think about this. All those other people panicking out there, do you think it's a good idea for you to be adding to the panic? Just a question. I'll leave it to y'all, commentators. And you taters, leave me one down in the commentator section down there. Okay? Bye. So, day 4, monotony and boredom have set in. What to do? What to do? See, this is the thing about survival that they don't show you in the TV shows. All that fun stuff you get to see on Discovery and, you know, how to deal with the monotony, the boredom of just being out here by yourself, nothing to do, you know. Imagine you don't have internet or something, you know. What to do to make it so that you're not just sitting there. It's too hot to do anything. Gotta wait till it cools down before I can do a damn thing. Well, a lot of things you can do. Like, hey, sit back, drink a beer,
do different things like make water filters. This is the time of day when you could be doing small shit with your hands. Sitting still, not doing much. The morning and the evening is when you go out and you do the work part of it. And that way you're not burning the precious calories that you save up when you need them. And you're not going through your water at an extreme pace. It's very important, especially out here in the desert. But, even when, I've got water right in front of me, 20 minutes I can have drinkable water. My point is that instead of burning the calories, instead of burning the water, because out here it's not so much water that's your issue, it's the heat and the fact that food is scarce. And it's going to be very scarce. Doesn't matter, what part of the desert you're in, food is scarce. Even if you know your plants, your animals, and all that. Food is a scarcity out here. So, desert survival is kind of a thing that it's not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are really prepared to, know what they're doing and understand that, hey, every opportunity is every opportunity missed is a chance where your life may be in danger, may be threatened because of it. So you have to take every opportunity. Unfortunate as it is. For the wildlife and whatnot around you, but that's the reality of it. You need to take every opportunity when you're out here. Think about it this way. You're out in the middle of the woods and you've got temperatures all right, and you need to stay warm, of course, but that's easier to take care of because you're in the middle of a woodland and it's cold at night, but it's moderate during the days and it's all right. There's more food abundant. Mayhaps not so much in the way of water. There's a lot of different ways you can get water, even out of the atmosphere. One of the things I like to do or have knowledge of doing is that if you have water already, you take a little bit of that water and you mix it with salt water, or you mix it into salt water, and then you pour that over a rag, and you make the rag condense water out of the air, because it will continue to condense as long as it's got salt enough to do so. And it works best when it's, dew fall out, but that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, there's a bunch of ways of doing it. You've got solar stills, you've got using the brush around you and whatnot. Just a basic bag still. But, say that, you don't have a lot of water. You need to start somewhere. Remember that as long as you're alive, you can always do something more. You can always affect yourself for the better, affect others for the better if you have that ability. If you don't have that ability, like say now, and this is about to fall, say you don't have that ability, then you affect it for the better through just affecting yourself, making your own life better. That way that when the opportunity comes around, you can help others. See, this concept is not just survival, it's thrival. I like that idea, and that's the way I put it, that's the way I go with it. So yeah, sitting here on the side of my truck that I'm shaded from the sunlight. It's keeping me nice and cool in the daytime. And then in the afternoon and in the early morning is when you get out there and you do. And I'm being quiet because it's quiet out here, folks. It's blessedly quiet. So, you know, it's more one of them things I want to try and express to y'all, that it's an experience that needs to be done, even if you've got, you know, tons of work going on or whatnot. This is an experience that needs to be done. The 14-day survival challenge, because in our hectic day-to-day lives with a little bit of fuzz there, with our you know, rat race and running around like crazy, when we don't get out and let our minds just realize how small we are, our egos have a chance to overwhelm us. So, some truths from the bush, and I'll catch you on the flip side. This is day 4 of being out in the bush, so like I told y'all, it's monotonous, it's hellacious. I'm just breaking up the monotony here a little bit, giving you some of the thoughts that I've been through. Yeah, desert is not a forgiving place. If you're going to make a shelter out of your already previously existing shelter, like you probably should, then, you know, here at the river there's cane. That's what you see there. That's river cane. Further back into the bush there is arrowweed, which you also see behind me. And that stuff can be used the same for making pole and structure. You see here, further back in the bush, you may end up wanting to take your car and park. If you're out of your car and you're not, you know, on a roadway or something, and you want to get up and all out back in the bush, well, some of the good spots to look for are cliff faces that don't have boulders that are going to roll down and fall down on you. Washes and dugouts, which have natural tree growth over the top of them. And further back in the desert, you may want to shelter up against a mountainside or something where you've got, you know, rocks that are going to be facing all around you. So where you are is a big deal, you know, even especially out here in the desert. But where I'm wanting to go, where, you know, when all this is done, that up there in the north, it's going to be a little bit of a different story. I got an idea of paradise, and I'm waiting to get through hell to try and get up there. So till then, catch you later.
Howdy, y'all. So, a quick update. I have moved locations. The other location was far less privatized. Let me see here. I like my privacy. I do, especially when I'm doing this kind of thing, because I tend to wield firearms or firearm equivalents. So, I don't like being around folks. And then that's just because I like to think of others' safety before my own. You're really, really locking it down out there in Blythe right now, making it real crazy. So, anyways, I am at site C3E. Any of y'all know where that place is? That's a militia designation, and all militia designations have corresponding land features to their designation. So it could be Indian Head. It's a rock mountain formation that actually looks like an Indian's head from Google Maps, from space. This place looks like it has a backwards C, an E, and a backwards 3 built into the design of the place. It's on the Colorado River. It's not easy to find, but it's not hard to find either if you know what you're looking for. There are... Geez, this place is filled with just chock full of mosquitoes. Done got my share of bites pulling up. Anyways, I'll be working on getting a better shelter together. I went in for a resupply, and here's the story. I ended up getting a bad case of the runs. Day 5, day 6, beginning of day 6 here. And so here at the end of day 6, I am back out here. I'm going to try and do it, survival style. Okay, so say, you've got just so much of an area, you got your preps and whatnot, but, like me, you leave half of your preps at your house, like a smart person, because you are staging your preps in case you need to come back to them. Well, that's what this is. So think of it as staging preps. This is just, something to help me get over the runs. So, in the Menentide, I want you to know it has nothing to do with the coronavirus outbreak, the reason why I have what I have. It has to do with the fact that I got some unfiltered water and my body reacted to a type of protozoa that is in the water, and that's what you end up seeing as the symptoms from having something such as Giardia. It is your body reacting to the protozoa, not so much the fact that the protozoa is living or dead. But if you don't filter your water, this is what happens. So remember, you got to filter your water after you boil it. My filter is ghetto as fuck. So some of the unfiltered water got out and around the filter. That's all it was. And there's millions of those protozoa within a small cubic centimeter of water. So this stuff right here is supposed to help with that. Right? Cheese helps to bind you up. And I'm eating it this way so that I feel more satisfied from it. Yes, I know. This is cheating. You know what? At this point, if I don't cheat a little bit, I'm going to be real sorry I didn't. So I'm going to cheat. So I'll catch you taters on the flip side. Let me know down in the commentator section what you thought about this day. And I guess that's it. Grossman, I'm out.